So this lecture we'll be dealing with operators. So there are different types of operators, and the list of operators that exists is quite extensive. So because we've not touched on if-else statements and functions just yet, we will deal with arithmetic type of operators. So this will be just fundamental arithmetic type of operators. So different types of operators that exist. For example, plus, minus, star. The star means multiplication. The double star means power, exponent. Exponential. Plus is the increment, minus is the decrement. So I'll just demonstrate how these work. Let me just comment these out so they don't execute in our code. So for example, I could just say let num1 equals 5. For example, let num2 equals 15. And I'll apply these operators. So for example, actually, let me go num3. Let num3 equals, say, num2 plus num1. So we just made a basic calculator with the addition operator. So here, I could just say console.log just to display this. Console.log num3. We have 20 here displayed because 15 plus 5 is 20. Num1 plus num2 is 20, right? So we've used the addition type of operator here. And we'll get back to this when we're dealing with strings and concatenation. But for now, let me walk through all of these here. So minus, as you've guessed it will just subtract 5 from 15, and we get 10. And with multiplication, we use star, we don't use times in programming. So let's just do this. 75. Here we could use the double star. So this means it's a power. So we get this number here, 759,375. Certainly, just to make this look easier, I could just say 2 to the power 3, 2, 3, like this, just in parentheses, just to indicate that it's an arithmetic operation. Is it required though? Probably not. There we go. So 2 to the power 3, 18. That's the equivalent of saying 2 times 2, right? Or just 2 to the power 3. So that's how you would write a power here. In JavaScript, you go 2 to the power 3. The plus, I could certainly go here, num2 plus. This just means it increments by 1. This will be very useful when we're dealing with loops. And let me just remove this, and let me just display num2 now. I'm just going to display num2. So I just said num2 plus in this statement. So it just went up. Num2 plus, that's now 16. Num2 minus, you can also do it like this. Actually, you can do plus. This is called pre-increment. Of course, it would do the same. You won't see the difference here in this particular program, but when you're dealing with loops, we're dealing with functions, I will explain what post-increment and pre-increment means. But for all intents and purposes, it just increments by 1, and this will be very useful, certainly. And minus, you would have guessed it, it decrements by 1. So now from 15, it should go to 14. So let me refresh. 14, and I said I would cut back to division here. It's division. So I could just say here num2 divided by num1, let num3, and then I'm just going to display num3 here. So that's the division operator. So 15 divided by 5 is 3, of course. So only there's the remainder operator. So it's like how much remains after division operation has been performed. So in this case, it will be 0 because 15 goes wholly into 5 goes wholly into 15, and there are no remainders. So if I change this to 17, the remainder would be 2. So 15 that goes into 17 3 times, and then that would be 17 minus 15, and so the quotient that remains there is 2. So 2 would remain. So 2 is the remainder here. If I go 19, 3 would be the remainder. Of course, actually would be before 4 would be remainder, as you can see here. So that's how the remainder function works. Certainly, this is called the modulus operator as well. So those are the basic ones for arithmetic operations. Certainly, you can do something with strings here. So let name equal to Jackie, and then surname equal, let's just say Mancuso or something. I don't know how to spell Mancuso, but I'm just gonna make an assumption. Now I could just say let full name equals, actually name 1, sorry about that. So let full name equals Jackie, actually name plus surname. What happens here if we were to display full name? So we got Jackie Mancuso, there's no space, of course. So this is called concatenation. We're just stringing together two strings. A string is basically a collection of characters here. So there we go. So name plus surname, that would be Jackie Mancuso. But if you wanted to add a space, you can always go like so. Remember that a space itself is a character. Consequently, now we should have a space in between. So Jackie, now we got a space. Mancuso, we've just concatenated these strings into one long string that we called full name. So that's how your basic operators would function. So we have our arithmetic operators here. Don't forget the division. Thirdly, this operator here concatenates strings, so it adds strings together. So thank you very much.